Well, today marks the 48th anniversary of the Supreme Court ruling on Roe versus Wade, legalizing abortion in America. And last year's March for Life event, President Trump made history by being the first sitting president to attend the march. And, his policies proved him to be one of the most pro-life presidents in history. But it's just been 3 days, and the Biden administration on this anniversary has already issued a statement calling Trump's policies, quote, an extreme attack on reproductive health. Here's part of the statement that the White House issued. It says, in the past 4 years, reproductive health, including the right to choose, has been under relentless and extreme attack. We are deeply committed to making sure everyone has access to care, including reproductive health care. It goes on to say the Biden-Harris administration is committed to codifying Roe versus Wade and appointing judges that respect foundational precedent like Roe. Joining us to discuss, a pro-life advocate, Mallory Quigley, and we're hoped to soon be joined by Hadro as well. Mallory, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much, guys, for having me.
All right, I want you to break this down for our viewers, because in this statement by Biden and Harris, they say that they're committed to codifying the 1973 Roe versus Wade ruling. Can you explain what that actually means?
Yes, that means that they want to enshrine in federal law a right to abortion all the way up until the moment of birth. Because of Roe and Doe versus Bolton, all state laws limiting abortion were struck down in a single day by 7 unelected men. And it's led to a status quo in this country where we have become one of only 7 countries worldwide to allow abortion beyond 5 months, a point beyond which the unborn child can feel pain. They want to make sure that no matter what happens at the Supreme Court level, that there's federal legislation saying that there is a right to an abortion. This would undo all of the work that the pro-life movement has done the last 3 decades to get a pro-life President Trump, a pro-life Senate, and have the change up on the court that we've seen with Justices Gorsuch, Barrett, and Kavanaugh.
You know, Mallory, in the first press conference that the White House press secretary held, she was asked about President Biden's position on both the Hyde Amendment and the Mexico City policy. Those both deal with taxpayer financing of abortion. Here's what she had to say.
I will just take the opportunity to remind all of you that he is a devout Catholic and somebody who attends church regularly. He started his day attending church with his family this morning, but I don't have anything more for you on that.
Actually, we are joined by Hadro from EWTN. Catherine, that was your reporter that asked that question to Jen Psaki, asking about the Mexico City policy and the Hyde Amendment about abortion, taxpayer dollars being used for abortion. So, I don't, that was a question on policy that your reporter asked, right? But the White House, the press secretary, brought up his faith. I don't want to question anybody's faith, but it was them who brought it up. They said he's a devout Catholic. Can you explain that whether or not that's that would say to me, if you're a devout Catholic, then you do support the Mexico City policy and the Hyde Amendment.
Right. That was my colleague, Owen Jensen, over at EWTN News Nightly, and he got to be there at the very first press briefing under the Biden administration, and he asked a question that I think a lot of pro-lifers and Catholics are wondering right now. It's a fair question. What is President Biden planning to do when it comes to the Mexico City policy and the Hyde Amendment? And Press Secretary Jen Psaki completely dodged answering that question, and in what I found to be perplexing is the fact that in addition to dodging, she then pivoted and highlighted Biden's Catholic faith. And I find this perplexing because it is that exact contradiction, of President Biden promoting his Catholic faith, touting his Catholic faith, while simultaneously advancing an extremely pro-abortion agenda, which contradicts that very faith. It's that contradiction that is scandalous. So I did find it perplexing that she decided to highlight that. And listen, I find Press Secretary Jen Psaki she seems very intelligent and competent, and I'm hoping in the future that there will be more substantive answers on these policy questions, because pro-lifers do have a lot of questions for the Biden administration when it comes to his abortion policies and his Catholic faith.
Yeah, we got to hold them accountable to what she's saying there. But Mallory, Biden has surrounded himself with pro-abortion individuals. To name just a few, his VP Kamala Harris, she has some of the most pro-abortion views when she was in the Senate. And then Javier Becerra, who will become the HHS secretary, has proven himself to be, against the life of the unborn. With people like this around him, what does this administration look like to protect the life of the unborn, even if, Biden is a Catholic?
Yeah, I mean, it was the most bizarre pivot ever. Under no circumstances is being a devout Catholic a good excuse for forcing Americans to fund abortion on demand. But of course, you mentioned the vice president, Javier Becerra, who, has a long record in Congress and then is AG in California of persecuting pro-life people, voting even against the partial birth abortion ban when he was in Congress. This administration is the most extreme pro-abortion government we've ever seen, and it doesn't bode well. We're going to need a posture of constant vigilance on the part of the pro-life movement to fight back all these policies.
Real quick, Catherine, I got like 20 seconds for this, but I feel like these politicians on the left that support abortion use these weasel words like women's reproductive health care rights or pro-choice. They're embarrassed of their position. They should just come out and say, I support abortion. But the media allows them to get away with using those kind of phrases.
It is such veiled language. It's not honest. We in the pro-life movement, we have the truth. To be pro-life is to be pro-woman. I agree with you, Sean. There's all this language, mental gymnastics, but we need to be forefront of what this is actually about. And we need to pray for President Biden that he has a conversion of heart here.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yes.
Ladies, thanks for joining us. We'll have a lot more to talk about soon. Hope to have you back.
Newsmax TV is now America's fastest growing cable news channel. We give you the real news you need. So subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. If you like this video, share it with your friends. Newsmax TV streams live on YouTube for free. Newsmax TV, real news for real people.